Hey, YouTube, we are back. Thanks for joining We the People University once again. My name is Abiyah Israel, former police officer and former sheriff deputy. All right, let me bring on my co-host for We the People University, Mr. Darash. What's going on, my brother? You're muted. Let me see.
My bad. What's going on, everybody? What's going on?
All right, man. Hey, we got a good live stream for y'all today, man. We're gonna jump in. We got 3 videos I want to show you guys, man. We want to break down about 3 videos, and when we do, I want you guys to give me your feedback. All right, I want to see you got hear the feedback from you guys. Tell me what you think about these videos. Everything that we do here at We the People University is for learning purposes. You know, if you already know it, then great, and you know your rights, then help someone else learn their rights. But if you don't, then you should learn your rights and get on that journey, because that's something that we all need. Somebody says, Edward 655 says, hi, Darush.
It's all right.
Hi, Darush. Hey, I get it. It's Darash. D-A-R-A-S-H,
but it's all right. It had been mispronounced so many different ways. I've accepted it. If you're within the ballpark, it's okay.
It was close. I think it was close. But yeah, so before we get started, one thing I want to do, I definitely want to take the time out to acknowledge everybody who's been actually supporting the channel. This is a pretty new channel. All right. We the People University is a pretty new channel. And at this point, we're like a month over, maybe going month and a half in that area, somewhere like that. And already we're at like 15,000 subscribers, man. I just want to say thank you guys for that. You know, that tells me that you guys enjoy the content. I'm doing something good to continue to do it. And it also tells me that you're finding some type of benefit out of what we are doing. Okay. So if that's the case, I'm definitely going to keep pushing and trying to continue to bring as much information as possible. I know some people, I've read some comments here and there. They'd be like, well, I saw that video already. Well, We the People University, yeah, there are new videos that come out, but what I like to focus on more is the learning aspect. It may be an older video. Actually, one of the videos we're going to see today is actually an older video, but it teaches a valuable lesson. That's what I want people to really focus on, the lessons of the video, because even when I was in the department, we used several videos, new, old. It was the lesson behind it. Okay. So we definitely want to get into that. Somebody says, who is that game? Is that Billy? I'm sorry. I can't pronounce it. Billy or something like that. I'm sorry. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name.
I'm almost positive it's Game Billy.
Billy, I was thinking that. How long were you at LE? I went back 2000 and I started my process about 2013. I started my process. So back then, and I went to a couple different departments as well. So a little bit of time. Before that, I was a paramedic. All right. I was a paramedic. I did everything. I was a paramedic. I worked inside of a jail, and I was a law enforcement officer. So, been around for a little bit. Somebody told me one time in the comments, they were like, "You don't look like you're that old." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm 40. I'll be 41 this year." So I'm not old, but I'm not the youngest guy in the world either. But before we go forward, I want to say this really quick. Thank you for everybody who supports the channel, whether that be with you following us on Patreon, because as I've been trying to let you guys know, YouTube does not like my channel. Darash, I don't think they really don't like We the People University. It seems like every video I upload, I'm in the back end or the back office, like chatting with, because I don't know a phone number to call them. I'm back here chatting with YouTube to tell them, hey man, why did you restrict this video? Why? And they're deleting videos, restricting videos. So I created a Patreon over there. I'm actually going to be uploading more videos today. Those are the videos over there where YouTube won't allow it to be on their platform. So we have Patreon followers who followed us over on Patreon. We definitely appreciate that. Also, too, monthly AMAs we have over there as well. Next week, we won't be live here on YouTube. We're going to be live on Patreon. So if you want to come over there, and over there, we're going to have the phone lines open. You can call in AMA, ask me anything you want. If somebody want to ask me, how long were you a police officer? That's the question. Well, how do you think I should deal with this situation? Your opinion. I'm not an attorney. I'm just giving you my advice from what I've learned throughout the years of me working in law enforcement. So, AMA, you can call in. The number is posted over there. You guys, if you want to follow, definitely check that out. So the Patreons, we want to thank the Patreons. Whoever purchased from the merch, We the People merch. We have merch as well. You guys don't see the merch at the bottom, right? Why? Because YouTube told me my channel was not eligible. They struck me for that. I don't know why. So I asked them like, hey, why is my channel not eligible? They won't give me an answer. So I don't know. But anyway, I just want to say thank you to all of the sponsors. I just want to give a quick shout out to you guys before we move forward. So if you guys don't mind me doing that, we the People University sponsors, man. I just want to say thank you to you guys.
We appreciate you guys. Leonard Cottenham, Richard Collin, Stephen Ford, Robert Scott, Eric Platek, A. Diamond, Cynthia Castorena, Glenda Thomas, Dean Deirdruff, James Gentle, A.E. Israel, Ilsefo Leato, and Robbie Bunch. We appreciate you guys' support.
Hey, definitely appreciate that. And I just want to say I appreciate it before we move forward. And that's if you did anything, super chat, cash app, whatever, however you supported the channel. I just want to say thank you. It actually gives me frees up me more time to stay here and start working on these things for you guys. All right. But with that being said, man, this is what we want to do.
Open up, police.
Want to move forward. Let's check out a couple of these videos. Got a couple of videos. I want you guys to tell me what you think about these videos. All right. We're going to take a look at about 3 different videos. They're short videos, but they actually teach valuable lessons. Okay. They teach valuable lessons. So be sure to pay attention. Drop in the comment section what you think about these videos. So let me put this on the screen really quick. Let me share my screen. And the first one, let's take a look at this video. This is a traffic stop. And this is Volusia County. Okay. Volusia County in Deltona, Volusia County. And this is in the Central Florida area. Let's take a look at this. Let me make sure I mute my mic.
What's going on, guys? Back window go down?
I gotta take my bad.
Does the back window go down? All right. Yeah, I mean, you hauling ass down Saxon, and then you blew the red arrow light. You guys have your IDs with you? Okay.
Ryan Anderson.
Ryan Anderson?
Ryan Anderson.
Okay.
July 29th, 1999.
No guns, knives, drugs, weapons, anything like that in the vehicle, right?
No.
All right. Hang tight for me. Just don't be reaching around in the car, okay?
Really quickly, I want to look at the comment section really quickly. Can anybody tell me like what just happened with the passenger? Like, what just happened? What was the first mistake that this passenger he just made? Anybody can drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section. There's something that he did not have to do. Darash, I think he said his name was what? Ryan Anderson? Ryan Anderson, something like that.
I was sitting here waiting on it to show up. It actually wasn't showing on my side. I was confused for a moment, but when I watched it earlier, yeah, I believe he said Ryan Anderson. Then he gave his birth date, and they said that it wasn't showing up in the system.
So you didn't see it on your side? I'm not sure why. Maybe some type of technical difficulties with the system, but I'm not sure why. But yeah, that was the issue. They ran his name and it didn't show up in the system. But how could he have just what happened though? Like, did he have to give his name? Somebody said it. Let's put that on the screen. He did not have to ID. He did not have to ID. Right. And that's the case. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Although he didn't have to ID, he did ID. Right. He decided to ID. Now, let's find out the problem with him IDing. Let's keep going.
First name Ryan, R-Y-A-N. Middle initial is C, right? 7/29 of 99. Okay. Listen, man, I'm gonna be straight up with you. Okay. If there's something that you need to talk to me about, now's the time to talk to me about it. Okay. All right. Come step out for me.
Why did I do that, sir?
Because of
All right. So if we look at it now, so now he goes back, he runs what? Ryan Anderson was the name that he gave. All right. He runs the name. The name is apparently not coming back as a legit name. So now here's the problem. He did not have to ID. All right. The U.S. Court of Appeals, the Ninth Circuit, they ruled a passenger does not have to ID. All right. A passenger does not have to ID. But if you do decide to ID, you can't lie. And if you lie, now you just like kind of put yourself in hot water. That's what this guy just did. He would have been better off just saying, hey, listen, I plead the fifth. And I'm not saying anything. Now, here's the thing, though. Although a passenger doesn't have to ID, get this. Because the traffic stop is not with you, you're not committing the violation. Now, with that being said, a traffic stop is a seizure, right? A traffic stop is a seizure. Now, when a passenger is in that vehicle, that passenger has been seized as well, which gives the passenger the right to challenge the legality of the stop. So the passenger can ask the police, hey, why did you stop us? He can even go to court and challenge it. Why? You seized him. So he has that right. Most people don't know that, but you can do that. Now, with that being said, this guy is he just stuck himself in, boiling hot water because now you're lying. Yes, you can't lie to the police. They can lie to you, right? They can lie to you, but you can't lie to them. And that's what he just did. So yeah, you can challenge the legality of the stop, but do not lie. All right. Do not lie. Roberto Renez says, wow, I didn't know that. Yeah. And this is it. This is why I say you have to learn your basic rights. You have to learn your basic rights. Now, mind you, this passenger, you're going to see when I finish playing the video, there are some other things going on with him. Listen, follow the law. Okay. If you're wrong, you're wrong. But the point I want to point out, excuse me, the point I wanted to point out is know your rights. Had this passenger knew a little bit more, he may have gotten away. I'm not trying to, advocate for him getting away, but I'm just letting you know, you must know what you're doing. You must know your rights. If not, then, you find yourself in hot water. Let's keep going.
telling you to.
He's telling Trey to get out of the car for no reason. He's telling Trey to get out of the car for no reason. He doesn't have his ID on him.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm going to try not to keep butting in. But if you hear the driver's over there says, Mom, he's telling Trey to get out of the car for no reason. Right? So Trey actually told the officer his name was Ryan Anderson, but the driver is on the phone saying, hey, Mom, he's telling Trey to get. Now he's telling you, the officer right now, he lied. The passenger lied. put himself in hot water right here.
Because I told you to.
Trey.
All right. Face away from me. So we figure out why you're not coming back with any record found. You're being detained.
Am I going to jail?
I didn't say you're going to jail. Spread your feet wide.
Detained and Trey wrong.
Spread your feet wider. Listen to me. Relax.
I'm
Understand?
relaxed, sir.
Okay. Bend over at your waist. You're not under arrest. You're just detained. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're playing the name game.
Okay. We'll figure that out.
Got 2 others and a juvenile. Step over here. Where's my car?
You get IDs yet?
I got everybody else positively identified, but he's coming back, no record found. We've clarified it 3 times on the name, date of birth, and spelling. So we're going to do rapid ID and find out who he really is. You don't have any weapons on you, right? Turn around. Do not move. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Do not move. 0.
Don't move. You understand?
Yes, sir. I'm not moving.
At all.
I'm
I
not,
got him.
sir.
Kick your
You
feet
get that?
wide.
Keeping it wide, sir.
Move your feet out as far as wide as you can get them.
Yes, sir.
Back your foot up.
Can you let me put my other hand down?
Nope. Nope. You can do what you're told. You do anything other than what I tell you to do, I'm going to take it as a sign of aggression. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
His pants are, he's got it way jammed. We have to go down the front. He's got it so jammed down there, I can't get the pants separated enough.
I'll cut his pants off.
There you go. That works. From the bottom. Do not, tell him to hang up the phone. I'll be calling people over here.
Oh.
Yeah. He's right.
Here, give it to me.
Yep. Get that clear.
Paul, help him watch them. Yeah, I know. Just handle that real quick and.
God, I got him. You can
All right.
keep eyes on the car.
So really quickly, you're on a traffic stop and you're making a phone call. I don't know, your parents, attorney, whoever. The police officer states, hang up the phone. Do you have to hang up? Like, what do you think, Daraj? Should you hang up? Chat, what do you guys think? Should you hang up the phone?
I don't believe that I should hang up the phone.
Right. You don't, I mean, what you want to do is adhere to your state's hand-free law. If your state has a hand-free law, for example, Georgia, we have a hands-free law. You must have your phone mounted. It can't be in your hand. You can't be holding it. But here's the thing. You don't have to hang up the phone as long as you're adhering to the hands-free law. Now, if your car is on, here's a trick. If your car is on and it's in your hand, you may say, well, I'm not driving, so I can hold my phone and I can talk on my phone. That's false. Okay. At least in Georgia, research your state's hand-free law if they have one. In Georgia, if the car is on, you're operating a vehicle. Same thing with the DUI. Check this out. Same thing with the DUI. If you are sitting in a parking lot and you are DUI, you're not driving. Your car is on. Guess what? You can go to jail for DUI. Why? You're operating a motor vehicle. So you must make sure your car is off if you're going to have it in your hand. Now, will the officer still attempt to challenge that you got to hang up the phone? He may. Who knows? iSpice states Bluetooth earpiece. Yeah, Bluetooth earpiece, anything. Okay. Don't have it in your hand. If you're going to have it in your hand, turn off your car. Turn your car off. Okay. That way, that officer has no reason to tell you to hang up your phone. Now, if he makes you hang up your phone, then that's a problem. Now, anybody familiar in the chat comment section? Anybody familiar with Riley versus California? Anybody familiar with that? Riley versus California. Give it a second to see if anybody. Riley versus, there's a little delay from by the time we say this till it get out to YouTube, but Riley versus California, it pretty much states that police cannot They can't search your phone. All right. That's a Supreme Court ruling. They can't search your phone. Now, they can't stop you from recording. All right. That's one of the cases. It's several others, but that's one. They can't search it. They can't hang up your phone. They can't stop it. Okay. Now, with that being said, check this out. With that being said, if you're calling someone and hey, police officer, the person I'm calling is recording this phone. That's exactly what I would say. Why? Because he's not allowed to hang up the phone. He'd probably tell you to put it down, but he cannot hang it up. He can't make you stop your recording, so to say. So remember that. All right. Note.
I was going to say, and I just put up because there was a question. Oh, well, you just read it. Note was asking, what if you are recording the police? And I know our next video is going to touch on that a little more in depth.
Yeah, no, stay tuned. The next video, we're definitely going to hit on that one. You guys are going to be probably be really shocked about, a lot of you about what the state trooper has to say on that note. But yeah, stay tuned. We're definitely going to hit that next. So yeah. Now, if I saw a comment earlier, someone stated they were not sure why he was being handcuffed. Well, first, he lied, all right, about who he was. You can't lie to the police. You can state that I will not answer any questions. I will invoke my Fifth Amendment right. The passenger does not have to answer any questions. Okay. Now, with that being stated, check this out. With that being stated, an officer cannot extend a traffic stop longer than the time necessary for him to write a citation or a warning. So if you're speeding, hey, write my ticket. Nope, not answering any questions. You stated that I was speeding. Okay, fine. I was speeding. Write me a ticket so I can go. Now he leans over and says, "Hey, passenger, do you have ID? Or what's your name? What is your name, passenger?" If the passenger states, "Hey, listen, I'm not answering any questions. This traffic stop is not with me," he has every right to do so. The police officer cannot extend that stop. He can't pull the passenger out of the vehicle to search him. All right. Or to pat him, because in order for him to do that, he must have what? Terry, Ohio. He must have a reasonable, articulable suspicion that the passenger has committed a crime, is committing a crime, or about to commit a crime. Okay. If you don't have that, the most the officer can do is say, "Hey, step out of the vehicle." That's it. He shouldn't be over there patting you down and going through your pockets and searching you and everything else. That should not be happening. If it is, hey, record it. Fight your battle in the courtroom. All right. Somebody says probable cause. Probable cause. All right. Now, he does not need probable cause. He needs reasonable, articulable suspicion. There is a difference between probable cause and reasonable, articulable suspicion, often referred to as reasonable suspicion. Okay. So he doesn't necessarily need probable cause, just enough suspicion that would give him the right to conduct what he's doing. He does not necessarily need probable cause. Edward 655 says Rodriguez versus the United States. That's absolutely correct. That is the case law by the Supreme Court that states that an officer cannot extend the stop longer than the time necessary that, what he needs to write the citation or a warning. Other than that, he must let you go. So back to this passenger. Had the passenger just stated, I'm not answering any questions, he should have been scot-free. All right. Unless the officer decides to violate his rights. And if he does, this is being recorded at that point. They violate your rights on the street. You violate them in the courtroom. That's the way you play the game. Okay. That is the way you play the game. But a lot of times people don't know their basic rights. I say this all the time. Most people have their rights violated or get in trouble with law enforcement, not because they don't have a deep understanding of the law. It's because they don't have a basic understanding of the law. As long as you have a basic understanding of the law, you know what you can and can't do, and you know what the police can and can't do. And as soon as you see what the police is not supposed to do, he's doing it. At that point, you get you an attorney, or at that point, you go into a courtroom, and then you move forward. You make your attorney's job easier by knowing your basic rights. All right. So this guy, he decided to lie. Now he's being handcuffed because now he just justified all the officer's actions at this point. But let's move forward. Let me get that off the screen. Darash, anything you wanted to add, or?
No, I didn't have anything that I wanted to add. I was actually looking at somebody had put in the chat something about Title 18, subsection 241. I was actually just reading on that as you were talking.
Right here. It says if they keep it up, it can possibly be considered a violation of Title 18. We're actually going to hit that in the next video as well. So definitely. That was Andrew the Wanderer. We're going to definitely hit that in the next video as well. All right, let's move forward. Let's finish this one out.
Stupid. Loaded?
It was.
Chambered?
Yep.
Good way to get shot.
Are there any other weapons in the car that we need to know about? Tell me now. Yeah, because you had one.
Lean back.
Can you give me my shoe, please, sir?
Nope. Your shoe is the least of my concern right now, bud.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, you should be sorry.
Can you give my shoe, please?
I'm not worried about your shoe. Sit down. Don't care about your sandal. Put your feet in. You'll be able to reach out to Seminole County or Orange County for any firearm-related calls that they may have had. Yeah, I have them doing a request an orange involving a black 4-door passenger car. Also, it might help. Kia.
I had already had her reach out to Orlando, Orange County, and Osceola. I'm sorry, Seminole.
Oh, okay.
You have another gun?
Zero down here, yeah.
Okay. All right. So he ends up going to jail. All right. Unfortunately. AKA Papa T says, unfortunately, most people cannot afford to fight a city in court. All right. And you're absolutely right. Here is the catch to that. If you know your basic rights, if you catch the cops if you know what I mean, and you have it on recording, and you've been acting according to the law, and you show them violating your rights, and you have proof of this, guess what? You don't have to do. Most departments settle. Most departments are going to settle. Okay, they're not going to fight this in court. You see so many settlements. I think I saw earlier where somebody put a $2 million settlement in Philly. Did I see that earlier?
Yeah, it was. They said it was some officers that beat a woman.
Right, here it is. Ruth Toner. A woman here in Philly was beat by a cop, and the city settled for $2 million. That's it. But listen, now it doesn't even have to go that far. Like most people think their Fourth Amendment rights or something are being violated if they get beat up or something. It's not even you getting beat up. Remember what we just finished talking about? Rodriguez versus the United States. An officer can only keep you on a traffic stop for the amount of time that he or she needs to write a citation or a warning. Now, the Supreme Court deemed it to be unreasonable for you to sit there for any prolonged period of time if the officer does not have probable cause, right? Now, let's say you ran a stop sign. You're there for 45 minutes and hey, where are you going? Well, I'm not going to let you go until you do this. No, he's supposed to write his ticket or his warning, and at that point he is supposed to let you go. Or let's say he decides to extend the stop because the passenger refuses to ID. He can't do that. The Supreme Court stated that is an unreasonable seizure. So you don't necessarily have to get beat up by the police for your Fourth Amendment to be violated. An unreasonable seizure is you sitting on a traffic stop for too long. How many times has this happened to, and how many people have this happened to, and they had no clue that this was an unreasonable seizure and a Fourth Amendment right was just violated? Why? Because most people don't know their basic rights. I'm not trying to step on any toes here, okay? As an officer, if I stop someone, they will be like, well, I know my rights. Me, I learned this as a paramedic. We called it a teachable moment. I would ask the person, hey, what is your rights? And what most people will proceed to do, they will proceed to state everything they believe should be right? Or everything they believe should be lawful. People think what they believe is right in their mind is actually lawful, and that's not the case. And every time, it's like everything you're saying is nowhere in the law. So we think we know a lot of times, and a lot of times we don't, or sometimes we're a little bit off on what we actually know, maybe a little bit. So you have to learn your rights. You got to learn your basic rights. All right. It's like cops did what? I missed that comment. Cops did break one woman, Angel, and needed to pay 7 million in the city. Paid that still. That and still, Chief did say that they did none wrong.
I'll try to translate it. So the cops broke a woman's ankle and they needed to pay 7 million. The city paid that, and still the police chief said that they did nothing wrong.
They not done nothing wrong. Okay.
They had not done anything wrong. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Yeah, kind of threw me off for a loop for that. So, of course, you must know that, the chief is going to say that. Now, again, when you prove your case, a lot of times, most times, the department is going to what? They are going to settle. You know how many settlements you see? Because departments don't want to go into court. All right. That's not something they want to do. All right. They want to settle, and they're going to offer you some money. Hey, take this and leave. On my website, for any of you who've gone and you've gotten my free ebook, on there, We the People University, you're going to see when you sign up for the ebook, there's a list of people who have sued or got settlements because they knew their basic rights. You must know your rights, and you must know what to do. A lot of people, what they would do is they were like fight back and forth with the officer on the side of the road. And what the prosecutor is going to do is trying to use the person's anger or what they did wrong after they got angry and use it against you. Don't do that. So keep a good attitude, not for their sake, but for yours. So when you get to the court, you know how to beat them up in court. Only the reason you're doing that because you're taking every excuse away from the police officer who is violating your rights. So the good attitude isn't to say, hey, I'm kissing your butt. It's to, yeah, I'll see you later. He who will laugh last, right? That's what we're doing. We got one more video to show, well, two more videos to show you. This one, this is a Massachusetts state trooper. I'm not even going to introduce this video. I just want you to watch it. Tell me what you think about it. Darash, are you able to see the videos on your side yet?
It was a weird situation at first, but the end of the last video I was able to see. It
Okay.
started to show.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm about to put this video up. All right. So for all of my people out there who actually know your basic rights, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Please put your thoughts in the comment section. If you catch this later, playback, put your thoughts in the comment section. Let's get this. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Let's go to. All right, here we go.
Grab the new Jones.
You say, Mr. Roberto says, I'm having trouble downloading the ebook. I've had a few people state that they had difficulties downloading the ebook. I'm not sure why. You can email me at Abiyah at We the People University. I'll actually put it inside of the comment section as well. I'm not sure why. As soon as you put your email address in, it should take you directly to the page where you will find the ebook. And you scroll to the bottom of the page. There will be a link at the bottom of the page for you to download your ebook.
Someone
Okay, the sound is not coming through for you guys. So there's no sound, or am I tripping? Okay. Why is the sound not coming through? Everything's unmuted. Yep. Let's try that again. Let me take it down and place it up again. Let's try this one more time. All of the settings are in place, so we're going to try this one more time. Let me know if you cannot hear.
Someone with it. Okay. I was just passed on the right by a semi. Good evening. All right, hold on just a second. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. May I ask why I've been pulled over?
Absolutely. Your inspection sticker.
You saw my inspection sticker from behind me somehow?
We have this thing called a computer.
Okay.
We run the plate, and it tells us everything about the vehicle and the owner.
Oh, you have like one of those license plate scanners?
Can you take that off?
Actually, I'd prefer not to.
I prefer it. It's illegal to audio and visually record me without my permission.
You're a public servant in public?
Okay. Do you understand what I just said? It is illegal to audio and visually record anyone without their permission, regardless of their job. So I will ask you one last time, and I will take that from you.
All right. That is just...
When you go home or wherever you go.
Okay. He just stated that it was illegal for you to audio record me, and and she tells him, "You're a public servant. I can audio record you if I want to." He threatens her. I'm going to take that from you. Keep that in mind. I'm going to take that from you. Andrew, correct. Attempt at intimidation. Now, Roberto, you had something you want to throw in there, Adrash?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think what happened here was she didn't exactly know her rights. It was something that maybe she heard from someone. Oh, you're a public servant. I have the right to record you. But she didn't know what that right was. So he preyed on her ignorance right there.
Right. Because she didn't fully know. That's what it seems like. All right. Hey, let's go ahead and block. Who is this? Carlos. He decides to type in the comment section. Look like somebody who blocked. Did you block him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, hey, listen, guys. Let me just say this really quick. At We the People University, we're set out to help people learn their rights. Okay. If you don't like the content, because every now and then there's a comment, hey, you talk too much. Hey, you do this. Listen, I don't typically watch channels that I don't like. You know, I don't come on channels, or watch or spend my time, let alone spend time commenting on channels I don't like. If you don't like it, that's fine. There's several channels out there, millions probably. Go watch another channel. So you don't have to come into the comment section and start typing racial slurs and things of that nature. Listen, it's unnecessary. All right. So let's move forward. But yeah, she did not. It sounds like she had some idea. And maybe she may know more, but he was intimidating her. So we'll find out. Now, keep this in mind. Most police officers, and when I say police officers, I'm talking about police, state troopers, sheriff deputies. Most police officers have no clue about all the, the constitutional rights. When I was in the academy, we were taught self-defense, defensive tactics. Let's fight. We were taught you ran a red light. We were taught you ran a stop sign or you're speeding, things of that nature. When it starts coming down to, okay, the Constitution, the First Amendment, they have the right to, free speech and the right to record and things of that nature. We can't restrict the press. Those things are not really taught like that. And if you come out of the academy and if you don't start to self-educate, you don't know. This is why you can watch so many videos of auditors educating police officers, right? There's a lot of videos out there, you know. Some videos, you know, I'm a fan of a lot of the work that a lot of auditors do. Some auditors, I think they can probably learn a little bit more themselves, but I am definitely a fan of a lot of auditors out there who are educating police officers, because a lot of police officers do not know the law. Now, here's the key on this one. I was talking to Darash about this earlier, and I was asking him, do you think he didn't know or he just lied? It's one of the two. Either he don't know or he's lying. All right. I guess we'll save our comments for it at the end. All right. So let's keep going.
It is illegal without their permission.
All right. Are you saying that I'm going to? All right. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
You're saying under the mass? You're talking about the
I'm not sure if it's Massachusetts or federal.
All right.
Okay, can I have your license, please?
Do you mind if I look that up?
Okay. Really quickly. I did not like what he just said. I'm not sure if it's Massachusetts or federal. You are a law enforcement officer. How do you not know the laws in which you're supposed to enforce?
He didn't think that far ahead. That's what happened there. and this was, like you said, we'll reserve our comments for the end, but this is what he stated here, in addition to what happened about 15 to 20 seconds prior to all of this, is what had me formulate the opinion that I made on my thoughts about what he did. But once this video is over, we'll definitely talk about it. Right.
I don't know how you also see where law enforcement officers will be like, hey, look, hey, let me ask you a question. Is that a lawful order? Yes. You do know that a lawful order is an order you're giving someone to follow the law. If
comply with the law.
Right. If there is no law behind what you are saying, it is not a lawful order. Most officers do not know that. Most officers believe if I say it, then it's lawful and it's an order you must follow.
Want me to be honest? I believe that they do know this, but they know that you don't know this. So when they say that it's a lawful order, they're banking on you not knowing.
That is true for some. But a lot, they really don't know it. So it goes both ways.
Right.
They really don't know it. Like, come on, guy. Like, if you're a law enforcement officer, enforce the law. All right. I'm going to stop talking. Let's keep pushing.
Or is
Can I
that?
have your license, please? I told you why I stopped you. Your inspection sticker expired in July. It is now December. That is the reason I stopped you. It's Chapter 9, Section 20.
All right.
Failure to inspect a motor vehicle. It's a $50 fine.
Okay.
It's a Massachusetts law.
That's a Massachusetts law.
Yes, it is. Now, can I please have your license?
Yep, absolutely. My license is right here.
Thank you. How about a registration?
I believe that is in here.
Thank you.
Okay.
Look, you got a warning right there for the same thing.
Yep, that's not mine though.
Not yours?
Well, I didn't receive it, but yes. Okay.
So obviously you knew that your inspection sticker was expired.
I'm aware.
What's that?
I said yes. I am
Okay.
absolutely aware. I actually can't get it renewed until I can get one of my sensors fixed on this, unfortunately, and that costs
Oh,
$800.
what sensor do you know?
The sensor is the one for the airbag. It says my airbag is deployed, which it clearly is not.
Okay.
So,
Well, let me give you a suggestion. If you get your car inspected,
yep.
Even if you get rejected,
Yep.
they'll give you a 30-day grace period.
Okay.
Okay. Can you
So-
please turn that off?
Um,
I've asked you 5 times.
I understand, but what I'm saying is that is not an actual correct. That's not a law. I mean, officer, that is literally not a law. That's been tried.
Put
And
it up here.
okay, I'm gonna put it up here.
Turn it away from me. Okay. It is illegal to audio and visually record anyone, regardless of their job, without their permission.
Officer,
It's under the wiretap law.
the Massachusetts
Okay.
wiretap
Now,
law.
please turn that.
Okay, it's not on you. It's
Turn
on
it away from me.
Okay, it's
Turn it away from me.
It is, sir. Look, that's the lens right there.
license registration back.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, may I have your name?
I'm issuing you a citation
Okay.
for failure to inspect your motor vehicle. You
Fantastic.
do have the right to appeal it. If you decide to do so, follow these directions on the envelope.
Excellent.
My name and badge number and where I work is on the citation.
Okay, and excuse me, officer. Excuse me, officer. All right. Officer? All right. I have no idea what to make of that.
What do you think, Daraj? You think he was telling the truth or he was just lying?
First and foremost, I just want to say that is what tyranny looks like. I honestly believe, and I forgot about that part at the end. That there is what makes me believe, he was lying. From the beginning, when the woman tried to explain why she should be able to record because he's a public official, he immediately overtalked her and tried to intimidate her there. Then we saw how he went for intimidation again. He kept citing, I don't know what law he's referring to, but he kept citing some law that it doesn't matter what their job is. It is illegal to record anyone without their consent. When literally you have, I think, let me see, I'm gonna pull it up real quick for you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe 4 different appellate courts that upheld that both law enforcement and government officials, you can record them because it is your First Amendment right. It is how these appellate courts interpreted the First Amendment, or for our First Amendment right, rather. So the First Circuit, the Seventh Circuit, the Ninth Circuit, and the 11th Circuit, all courts of appeals, said that it was lawful. It was your First Amendment right to record law enforcement officers or government officials, depending on which circuit it was. So for him to sit here and say that, it blows my mind. And even just understanding you are a public servant in the line of duty, we need to make sure that you are performing your duties the way that they need to be performed and not abusing your power. I'm almost positive that I can record this to make sure that you're doing your job right. But that was just pure intimidation.
Right. And I'm about to put this into the chat, and forgive me for the pronunciation of names. Glick, is that Glick? You see it in chat? Glick versus
Glick versus Cunif, I believe.
Cunif. All right. Or Kunif.
Right.
Now, I'm going to read this to you guys. You guys can go and look that up, okay? All right. Glick versus Kunif is a case in which the United States Supreme Court of Appeals for the First Circuit held that a private citizen has the right to record a video and audio of police carrying out their duties in a public place, okay? And that the arrest of the citizen for a wiretapping violation violated, because Glick was arrested, the arrest of the citizen for a wiretapping violation violated his First and Fourth Amendment rights, right? He was stating, oh, it's the wiretap law. No, it's not wiretap law. Right. They have the right to record in public. Now,
well, not just law enforcement, right? It says a citizen's right to film government officials, including law enforcement officers. So this is across the board. And it says in the discharge of their duty in a public space is a basic, vital, and well-established liberty safeguarded by the First Amendment.
Safeguarded. Okay. So he was lying. That's my judgment.
He lied.
That was my judgment. He lied.
I think the fact that he took off as fast as he did, he wrote out the citation and he walked off, and she was trying to get his attention again. He was not trying to have that conversation. He was just an a-hole. I feel like he lied. He lied on that one. Absolutely.
He definitely lied. That's why, hey, run away now. No more information. I'm going to jump back in my car.
Right.
So he definitely lied. So, and not only that, if I'm in public, just as a citizen, if I'm in public and you're out and you're filming, I can't say, hey, you don't have the right to film me. If I'm in public, you can film anything that you can see in public. If I'm on a public sidewalk in front of your home and your curtains are open, guess what I can do? I can film all day. Want privacy? Close your curtains. That's why they make them.
Right.
So this guy, he's definitely a hole and a half. All right. We're coming up on 51 minutes. We're trying to keep this live stream roughly to about an hour 15 at the most. There's one more video I want to show. There's one more video.
Real quick, before we go to the next video, there was a question. It says, oh, excuse me, where is it? It is, let me scroll up. Somebody just said it. Here it is. From Edward. It says, so do those case laws cover me in the Fourth Circuit? So he's asking, is that only for these particular circuits, or did the Court of Appeal, was this for everyone?
You are covered. All right. Even when we were talking about the passenger earlier, that was the Ninth Circuit, I believe. So it doesn't matter. And that Ninth Circuit is out. I think it covers Arizona in that area as well. You could be in South Carolina somewhere. All right.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Abiyah. So what it's saying is the First Circuit, which was the Court of Appeals in this area that covers Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Puerto Rico, and Rhode Island. That's that circuit. But in that Court of Appeals, they interpreted the First Amendment to mean that you can record law enforcement, government officials, so on. So now, since they made that verdict, the First Amendment now covers that for everyone in the United States, right?
Right. And here's a good example of that. The Ninth Circuit stated that you can't require a passenger to identify. Well, I'm in Georgia. This is not the Ninth Circuit. Okay. So we're in Georgia. But guess what? When I was in the academy, there was a way to trick passengers into identifying. Right. I remember what I first thought when they told me this. I was like, that's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm thinking, keep it clean. All right. But so the officer who was teaching that particular class, he was like, what I do, I go up to the side of the car and I'm writing out the citation and I look at the passenger and I go, hey, you got ID? And at that point, most people are going to say what? Yeah, it's right here. Because they think you're asking them for their identification. But he's not asking you. He just simply asked you if you have ID. You provided the ID. That's the way. See, when you don't know your basic rights, this is actually taught in the academies. That part is taught. Okay. So you must know your basic rights. This is why I press and stress this so much. You got to know. You have to know. All right. And one of the main reasons you have to know your basic rights is because of the type of officer we are about to show you. All right. Because of this type of officer, he will. Now, mind you, there are officers out there who will violate your basic rights, but they don't know why, because they don't even know the law themselves that well. But there are other officers who will knowingly violate your basic rights because they're banking on you not to know the law. Just as Darash stated that earlier. They're banking on you not knowing. And the problem is when we think we know a little bit, don't stop there. Keep learning, keep going, keep growing. Don't stop. Get a pocket carrier. They have these constitutional pocket carriers. If you on a Patreon, if you sign up for the course, I also issue those out as well. I have different case laws in there, the basic rights, everything is right there in your pocket. You get pulled over, guess what? You have a pocket carrier. It tells you everything that officer can and cannot do. You must know your basic rights. Let me show you this officer. This butthole, should I say? Let's take a look at this. Let me share my screen. Guys, let me know if you can't hear the audio. Sometimes for whatever reason, when I put the video up, the audio doesn't play. So I have to take it down and just put it up again. So let me know in the comment section if you can't hear it. Let me share. Here we go.
Mark, thanks.
I think the sound is out of Abiyah. Yeah, there's no sound.
All right. I'm about to contact them. I'm paying too much for this to be happening here. So let me just start it again. Let me try and share it again. For whatever reason, it some people can hear it and some people can't. I'm not sure why. Let's try this again. You guys, let me know if you can hear it. It's definitely a must see. All right, one more time.
Mark, thanks. Tonight, video is circulating on social media involving a Bristol, Virginia police officer and
So it's playing for a moment and then it's cutting out.
Right, it's playing, then it just stops for whatever reason.
So it's playing for a moment.
Okay, yeah, I was watching on the YouTube on my end as well. Not sure why it's doing that. Somebody say use the OBS. It's free. Yeah, OBS it is, but there are certain things I can't do as far as show you comments on the screen with OBS. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna tell you about this video. This police officer. Let me see if I can get his face on the screen. Can you see his face? So he's arguing with the driver. He asked the driver, "Hey, do you know why I stopped you?" And the driver said, "I don't know. I guess I'm just too sexy." I guess he's messing around or whatever. This guy takes it to another level. He becomes furious. He starts going back and forth. And so the driver's like, "Man, you wouldn't say that if you didn't have that badge on." And let me see if I can skip to the point where he actually pretends like he's going to take off his badge. Where is it? Is that it? No, hold on 1 second. I'm going to show you guys. And so he's actually getting to the point where here it is. All right, was buffering. Well, he's getting to the point where he's like grabbing his badge and he's trying to pretend like he's going to take his badge off and telling the driver, "Step out." So he's actually challenging the driver to a fight. Like, you're a police officer. You're challenging the driver to a fight, right? And the crazy part is, the driver has every right to not be professional. I mean, you should always be professional, but he's not held to some policy or some higher standard where he has to be professional. You are, as a police officer. There's no reason why you should be to the point where you're talking about, "Hey, I'll take my badge off," and you start pulling for your badge like, "Hey, step out of the car. Will you step out the car?" And that's what I want to show you. The reason I wanted to show you that was because these are the type of officers who bank on you not knowing your rights. Unfortunately, the video won't play. This particular video won't play. I don't know why. But let me get the link, and I'll put that link in the comment section for you all so you guys can go back and watch it yourself. Give me 1 second. This is actually good to check out. This guy was a real tyrant, like a serious tyrant. All right. I just put the link in the comment section. But these are the type of officers. This is the reason why you need to know your basic rights. There are officers, again, who don't know the law that well, and they don't know they're violating your basic rights. But there are also officers who know the law and they're willing to violate your basic rights, betting that you don't know the law. Okay. So you must, it's vital. You must know your rights. All right. Where are we? We are at 1 hour. Again, we're trying to keep this live stream at 1 hour or an hour, 15 minutes. With that being said, let's take a quick look at the chat before we get out of here. Hopefully, man, whatever we went over today, I saw, I can't remember who it was, but someone stated, "Wow, I did not know that." So that's why we do this, because we know that there are individuals, citizens out there who do not know certain rights, certain basic rights that they have. Again, it's an hour live stream. We're not going to be able to hit everything. I get messages stating, "Why didn't you hit this? Why didn't you get that?" It's an hour live stream. We got other things we got to go also and get into today as far as families and things of that nature. But every month, the fourth Sunday of the month, we do not live stream on YouTube. We actually live stream on the Patreon. That will be next Sunday. If you sign up for the Patreon, we have phone lines. You guys can call in, ask your questions, tell us about your experiences, comments, questions, concerns. You guys can call in and do that. sign up for the Patreon. Make sure you guys do that. I'll drop the link for the Patreon in the chat before we get out of here. But anything you see, any questions in the chat, Daraj?
Not a question, but well, this one's not a question, but it's a statement. It was a little earlier up. It says the camera is your best tool to enforce your rights. That's why cops hate cameras.
Exactly. There are so many. I have tons of video where police. I just put the link to the Patreon if you want to come over there with the monthly AMAs and call in and we can discuss back and forth. That's the link. Just go over there, check it out. But yeah, cops hate cameras. Why? Because now you have certain cops that be like, hey, go ahead and record. Those are cops. Maybe they don't have anything to hide. They may be, hey, yeah, well, who knows? But most cops, or a lot of cops, if they're telling you, or if they're approaching you and asking you, why are you recording me? Then they have something to hide. Like Daraj said, they hate cameras. They hate cameras. The camera is going to be your best friend. Now, mind you, that's what you need. And if you cannot record on camera, like make a phone call, have whoever you're calling start recording, go live, do something to get audio or video, do something. Okay. Do something, get your proof. That's what you have to do. You have to get your proof.
Right. We have another one from Edward. Why do you use the word seizure and not detained?
Because when you read your Fourth Amendment, all right, it says you have the right to not be unreasonably, you have protection from unreasonable searches and seizures. When you are detained, you are seized. It's basically the same thing, but you're actually alluding to the Fourth Amendment, okay? Because it is actually a seizure, all right? You are seized. If you run a stop sign and the police pull you over, you are seized. This goes back to Rodriguez versus the United States, where an officer can only keep you on a traffic stop for the length of time it takes him to write a citation or a warning. Anything past that without probable cause is an unreasonable seizure. Yes, you are detained because you're not free to go, but it's also a seizure. Okay, so you have to know your constitutionally protected rights.
Right. Somebody asked a question earlier. I see that they asked it in a different way, but someone asked earlier, what is the difference between, or excuse me, why do law enforcement officers enforce city ordinances as if they're law? And then they also asked, where did it go? Do you have any courses on the difference between ordinances that are not laws?
Okay, so when you start dealing with ordinances, here's what I'm going to tell you. Now, I may go against the grain with this. Certain laws dealing with ordinances, I know some people like to play with that. Me personally, I say keep yourself in the situation. The court's not going to, they're not going to favor you on that. I'm going to be honest with you. They're not going to favor you. Oh, this is ordinance. This is not a law. Listen, if it's written down and it's pushed as a law, if they're saying that this is a law you must obey, like certain, for example, in the city of Atlanta, let me remember, it is, I think 75, the speed limit, or 70. But when you go further down in other cities, it's like 65, right? So if you leave Atlanta doing 70, 75 and get to the 65 area, oh, well, no, that was for that city. If had they caught you, they can cite you for that. And if you go to court and say, well, that's not a law. Well, it is. That's just for that city. Well, you're going to have to follow that law. So if it's an ordinance or if it's state law, federal law, just keep yourself in guidance with the law. That's what I would say. That's my best advice. Anything else to go into detail, we're not going to have enough time to do that right now. But I would just say be in agreement with the law. That way you don't set yourself up for failure.
Right. And can you so Roberto asks, can I have the number? So can you place the number that people can call in on the Patreon in here, or do you want to wait until?
Well, to get the number on the Patreon, just go over to the Patreon when you sign up. The number will be sent to you automatically. You'll receive the number that way. It's a thing that we do on Patreon. So it's a monthly thing we do. AMA, ask any question. All right. A lot of people ask, why are you not a police officer anymore? And I kind of touched on that last week. So, I mean, if you want to know that as well, I'm not an officer anymore and I don't plan to be one again. I am done. If anything, I maybe go back into the field of paramedic, but not policing.
I remember seeing this thing. I got one right here.
No, wait, what were you about to say?
No, I was saying I remember seeing this thing, and when you're on social media, you see a lot of funny things. It was a meme. It said I forgot how it started off, but it basically was saying, cops wouldn't have these problems if they were actually out to help the people. You never heard anyone make a song called F the Fire Department. So a big thing of what I've learned, and I don't say this for all cops, but the ones that act these types of ways, it definitely is a superiority complex, and it definitely is they prey on the people who are ignorant, because they do have this feeling of superiority, and they want to flex that on you. So if you ever step out of line, they're going to remind you they are the law in that moment. And if you don't know your laws, they're going to take advantage of you. So I learned so much, just so you guys know, I've learned so much in the past 3 weeks. I took a bias course about 3 weeks ago. We started the lives last week, and in these 3 weeks, I've learned so much, just because of Abiyah, from his course to us having, we have our conversations every couple of days on the phone. He gives me places to start so I can further look into certain laws. Like today, for example, the video of the cop who was bullying the woman who wanted to record him. I researched that because I didn't really know. I knew that you could record a police officer, but I didn't know the law. I didn't know the precedents. I didn't know anything. So I went and researched it myself, but I got that from Abiyah. I got a lot of the basic things. I saw a question here earlier about what about if a cop wants to go get call in a dog because they want to search your vehicle for drugs or whatever. They want to call in a canine to sniff your vehicle. Can they do that off of a traffic stop?
That is a very, very good question. I do go into detail on that
in the course.
Yeah, you must know that. There are 2 case laws on that. So definitely. And also, speaking of the course, hey, here it is. You guys can sign up at wethepeopleuniversity.com, wethepeopleuniversity.com. I'll put the website inside of the comment section. But yeah, you guys make sure you sign up, learn your basic rights. Okay. But that is a good question because a lot of people are confused and puzzled on that. Now, again, we're about to get off. We have a few minutes left. So I don't have the time to go through right now. Roberto, you said you tried it, didn't give you the number. If you sign up for Patreon, I'll go over there as soon as we get off of here, and I'll make sure I get that number to you. Just so check your inbox if you didn't receive it already. And also, too, if you guys are signing up for anything and it's coming from me, make sure you check your spam folder. I've literally had probably 100 people. Seriously, I typed it 100 times, no exaggeration. I'd be like, check your spam folder. And they'd be like, okay, I see it. So if you don't see anything, check your spam folder because it'll be the first time you've ever received an email from me. So you might not, your email inbox won't recognize who I am. So check your spam folder. Let me put that in the comment section. We the people university.com. Go over there. You're going to see where you're going to put your email address in. You're going to you have the opportunity also to get to the free ebook that's at the bottom of the page. There's some information. You read through the information. Make sure you read it. It's valuable information, and you have the opportunity to sign up for the course. Okay. And right now the course is on sale for $79. The course typically it's not a YouTube course, right? It's an actual course, all right? It's a course, video course, real life video examples. There are quizzes. You have notes that you don't have to take because I took the notes for you. You can just download the notes. But if you want to add to the notes, that's fine as well. You have a pocket guide that you can carry with you of the entire course. All right. So if you're in your car and you're like, hey, what did Abiyah say about this situation? Whip it out right? And just start going through the pocket guide. So you're always prepared. All right. So you're always prepared. I want to read something really quickly that somebody brought up before we run out of time here. All right. Someone brought up Title 18 U.S.C. 242. All right. Deprivation of rights under the color of law. Let's read this really quick. Pay attention to this. So like that trooper in Massachusetts who said, you can't record me, or the police officer in, I don't know, Florida or Georgia who stops you from recording. Mind you, this is a violation of your rights too. Let's say you're outside one night, you're recording the police officer. He comes and put his flashlight right in your camera. He's blocking you or preventing you from carrying out your First Amendment, your constitutionally protected right to record. All right, your freedom of the press. He's blocking that. People who do that, let me read this to you. They're in violation of this law. All right, Title 18, U.S. Code 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. Whoever, listen to this, whoever under color of law, let me read that again. Whoever under color of any law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom willfully subjects any person in any state, this goes for any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured or protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States, or to different punishments, pains, or penalties. It says a lot. Just got to keep up with it. On account of such person being an alien or by reason of his color, race, than are prescribed for the punishment of citizens shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year. All right. Now, read that again. Look this up so you can read it for yourself. Keep this, all right, in your pocket. This is Title 18, U.S.C. 242, deprivation of rights under the color of law. Now, what this is really saying is this, okay? All this is saying is this. No officer, anyone cannot prevent you or block you or hinder you in any way, no matter what color you are, no matter your race, no matter what state you're in. They can't prevent you from carrying out a constitutionally protected right, which the First Amendment is, okay? Freedom of press. You can record. If they do this, not only are they violating your constitutionally protected rights, they're violating this law as well, right? They never taught me this inside of the academy. Hotel Delta Tango, you say, but they do. And you're right. And that's why I'm trying to encourage everyone. You're right. They do record when they do. Take record and note of when they do this. That way, you know what you must do from that point forward. Don't fight them on the street. Okay, cool. I'll see you later, buddy. I'll see you in front of a judge. That's what we're going to do. So you must know your basic rights. They did not teach me this inside of the academy. I did not learn this in the academy. It's mind-blowing. All right. It's mind-blowing. I want to read you one more thing before we go. This is from the University of Georgia, the School of Law from the University of Georgia. Citizens' rights to record the police. Okay. Under the First Amendment, citizens have the right to record the police performing their duties in public. This right is essential to informing the public about police activity and holding government accountable for the actions of law enforcement. All right. On October 9th, 2020, the Georgia First Amendment Foundation hosted recorded a virtual training session exploring ways the First Amendment protects the public's right to record police, the rules of engagement when journalists and citizens record police in action, and how free speech rights come into play in encounters between the public and police. In the city of Atlanta, for example, pursuant to a court order, Anderson v. the City of Atlanta, Atlanta Police Department standard operation procedures requires the following regarding citizens' right to record. All employees shall be prohibited from interfering with a citizen's right to record police activity by photographic, video, or audio means. This is prohibited, and in effect, only as long as the recording by the citizen does not physically interfere with the performance of the police officer's duties. All right. Employees shall not intentionally delete or destroy the original or sole copy of any photograph, audio, or video recording of police activity created by a member of the public. So you have the right to record. Okay. Don't let anyone steal your constitutionally protected rights. Know your rights. Okay. If you're serious about learning your rights, sign up for my course. The link is in the comment section. Actually, what I'll do really quickly, I'm going to pin it to the top. Can I pin that? It won't let me pin it from here. Let me see. Let me see. All right, I just pinned the website to the top. If you're serious about learning your rights, sign up for the course. The course is it's not a overwhelming course. There are no giant legal words. You don't have to be a judge, a lawyer, or a police officer to understand it. I made it very simple. Your teenagers, your children can take this course, and our children need to know this. You know, they're not exempt from tyrants. It's a sad truth, but it's the truth. All right. You need to know this. Teach your children this. Take the course. Find out your basic rights. Find out what you can and what you can't do, what the police can and can't do. All right. Again, video course, online video examples, chapters. Before you go to the next chapter, there's going to be a quiz. If you miss any question in the quiz, hey, take it again. Make sure you get it all. The course does allow you to go to the next section. You don't have to pass the quiz to go to the next section. But if you find yourself not retaining the information, do it again. It's yours for life. It's not going anywhere. You know, if you register or you for the course, it's yours. You're there. Okay. So make sure you know what you're doing. So again, we're about to get out of here. I'm gonna give Darash the last couple words before we leave, but I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone who's supporting the channel over on Patreon, because again, YouTube hates my channel for whatever reason. They tell me like every video, you know, you're violating our policy. Then they'll snatch a video down. I'm like, okay, I didn't even get a chance to upload that video. It's like you're already striking the video. It's like in the process, it's buffering, and you're like already hitting me with emails and strikes and marks. I'm like, really? Like, I am so sick of tired of like chatting with YouTube like every other day. It's crazy. So if you're over on Patreon, hey, we appreciate it. Hotel Delta Tango, hey, we really appreciate the super chat, the support. You say keep up the great work. Keep up the great work. We really appreciate it. So if you're supporting with a super chat or the Cash App, or you're following us on Patreon, or even if you bought shirts or gear, you know, from the WTPU merch store, which I really wanted to put that down in the, you know, everybody sees the, you know, you can have your gear on your YouTube channel. YouTube told me I couldn't do it. And they still have not told me why. I'm like, what did I do? What did I do to YouTube for them to hate me so much? I have no clue. I have literally no clue. But they told me I couldn't do it. So if you want to get some merch, hit my community section. I have the website in there. I'll also drop it in here if you guys want. And again, everybody who is a sponsor of the channel, if you're super chatting or giving a Cash App or you're on Patreon, you are a sponsor of the channel. You're helping me to continue to do this, you know, so I can continue to bring you content, so I can continue to put more courses together, you know, because it's a process. We have to keep learning. We have to keep going. You know, we have to learn what we can and what we cannot do. If not, you never know when your time is going to be when you have to encounter the police. We're not exempt. Rich, poor, Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, we're all in the same category. We never know. Okay. So you must know what you're dealing with when you're out there. Don't let your rights be violated. Okay. So, Darash, you got anything you want to add on before we go?
Yeah, I was going to say to your point about how YouTube is in so many words censoring you.
In so many words.
Right. You know, it comes with when you're speaking on things that are technically, you know, the people's law, the people's rights, but you live in a place where, to an extent, they don't want the people to know these things, because the more that they know, the more that the less they'll allow the government to bully them. That's the best way that I can put it. So just understand that's what's going on here. You're teaching people something that's very valuable, and you're teaching the people something that can be a potential threat to the power that law enforcement, for bad law enforcement, I would call it, feel like they have when they're intimidating the people. So, and then I guess the final thing is, even being on here, I definitely appreciate all of the information that I'm learning, as they call it, on the job. You know, I've learned a lot in these past 3 weeks, both from the course, from just the back and forth conversations we've had. And this is like to me, this is dope. I really think this is awesome. Clearly the people like it. And hopefully we can continue to keep this up, and hopefully the people will continue to enjoy it. And yeah, we do this for you guys. I think thus far this has been very useful, especially for myself. So hopefully we keep it up, and hopefully you guys keep tuning in, and we can keep continuing to feed you guys.
Right. And one last thing I want to say: if you do join the Patreon on our doctoral level, if you follow us on that level on the Patreon, you do get a free section of the course is inside of that level. So not only do you get the monthly AMAs and everything else that's in all the other tiers, you also get a portion of the course as well. So make sure you guys sign up. I'm going to put that inside of the chat. I just put it in the chat for you guys. And with that being said, we are going to get out of here. Hey, thank you guys.
I'm sorry, real quick. One more thing about it. One more thing.
No worries. Go ahead.
Make sure that you guys like the videos. Make sure you guys are sharing and subscribing. Let's get this out so that way the YouTube is, as much as they don't want to do it, the algorithm is going to work in our favor if you guys are continuously making sure that the video is active. So make sure that you guys are liking, make sure you guys are subscribing to the page, make sure you guys are sharing all the content.
Right, because that helps more people to see the videos. And there are a lot of videos out there. I just love to put bits of information in there, because every video should be a learning tool. We should learn something new in every video. So that's what I try and do. That's what the channel's here for. All right. So I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. I want to thank Darash. He's here faithfully, and to next week. Well, actually, next week we're going to be live streaming over on the Patreon. So the first Sunday of next month, we'll be back here. So you guys make sure you follow. The first 3 Sundays at 4 p.m. we are here on YouTube Live. The 4th Sunday over on Patreon Live. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to say see you guys later. Till next time.